Hello and warm greetings to my brothers and sisters in Taiwan. The following exercise was designed by Stanford Research Institute, USA, one of the world's leading research institutions, to help speakers like myself to determine the kind of audience we are addressing. You will see a slide with 3 symbols. Please select one of these 3 symbols, a square, a triangle, and a circle. I'll pause for a couple of seconds. Make your selection and keep it to yourself, please. Okay, all picked. Let me share Stanford's findings. Please raise your hand and keep your hands up if you pick the square. Keep your hands straight up until I tell you to put them down, please. Stanford's findings conclude that you are exceptionally intelligent. One problem though, you never ever use your intelligence. So please raise your hand if you pick the triangle and keep them straight up. Stanford's findings reveal that you are remarkably creative. You come up with more ideas in 1 hour than the rest of humanity in a whole lifetime. Again, one major problem, not one of those ideas works. Please raise your hand if you pick the circle. Circles, please stand. This is a special group. Take a close look at the circles. Stanford's findings show that your minds are constantly preoccupied with drinking, eating, partying, and having a good time. So now I know the kind of audience I am addressing. Balancing the key areas of our life is a prerequisite to becoming a whole person. Success is more than just one's finances. We need to maximize our human potential by utilizing all aspects of our makeup, physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual, to perform unselfish actions, enjoy perfect health and relationships, have peace of mind, and entertain pure emotions and elevating thoughts. In addition, we need to explore concepts to enhance our search for meaning in life so that we can commence the journey to perfection. I love the theme of this 2022 MDRT Day Taiwan, the true mission of life insurance. There is sometimes a lack of appreciation regarding the central purpose of our profession. What is it really? Many speakers will address this. Remember that we're not product peddlers. We're not product traders. We are service providers. We are love providers. We've learned that the only way to be great is to serve others. And we serve others because we love people. We care. Yes, the letters that are in our files and the gratitude that is in the hearts of those we serve attest to that love and humanness. Dr. Leo Buscaglia, the eminent educator, author, and lecturer who graced the MDRT main platform in 1981 and 1986, spoke about it when he said, "You know, I have a strong feeling that this wonderful quality of humanness, with all its wonders, is God's gift to you. And what you do with it is your gift to God. Don't satisfy yourself with anything less than offering God the perfect gift that you are." Becoming a member of MDRT and attending conferences such as this and MDRT annual meetings can be a life transformative experience. So the question is, how does one become a perfect human being? Balancing one's life on its own doesn't necessarily contribute to the sought-after state of perfection. In fact, it is the extent to which one becomes a perfect human being that will determine the level of balance in one's life. We will also look at how meaning and purpose in life impact happiness. 2nd century Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Perfection of character is this, to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense." But first, let's define what balance means. Balance is something that is in a state of equilibrium, poise, stability, steady. As an example, you throw a stone into a still pool of water. What happens? Causes a ripple. As human beings, we are designed to be balanced, to be still and poised. But mental agitations are like stones being thrown into our mind. Not just a few, but hundreds. They are not just creating ripples, they are creating waves. I'll give you some examples. Neighbor said this, the boss did that, disagreement with child, argument with spouse, bad weather, traffic jam, conflicts with work colleagues, lack of sleep, car breaks down, and the list just goes on and on. So let's just look at MDRT's whole person concept, creating balance in one's life. The whole person brochure clearly defines the 7 components of a whole person. I would like to explore beyond these and get to the very root of how we can master our lives and have 100% balance in every area. The brochure explains the key concept, regarding a whole person. And it has impacted the lives of hundreds of thousands of members and their families ever since Mortimer J. Adler introduced MDRT members to this concept at the 1961 MDRT annual meeting, 61 years ago. It's a concept most people struggle with all the demands for your time and attention. It is easy to lose touch with the other equally important aspects of your life: family, community service, fitness, health, emotional, intellectual development, spirituality. The whole person concept was introduced to bring all these elements into balance. Achieving a balanced lifestyle creates peace of mind, increased productivity, and a sense of personal and professional fulfillment. So defining the whole person brochure goes together with the 7 categories that are mentioned here. I implore you to complete the balance quiz. It is invaluable in establishing where in the spectrum your life balance lies. I'll just list the 7 areas for you. Relationships, create meaningful and harmonious relationships. Health, maintain a clear intellect, a sound mind, and a healthy body. Education, elevate your thoughts, cultivate independent thinking. Career, pursue your passion. Service, dedicate your life towards the upliftment of fellow human beings. Financial, live within your means. Be financially self-sufficient while never allowing your happiness to be determined by your wealth. Spiritual, live a life according to the higher values of unselfishness, humility, love, empathy, integrity, and the like. So let's explore beyond these 7 areas. Let's first introduce ourselves to ourselves and to life. We struggle to reach perfection in life because we have not understood what life really is all about. So, we begin with an analysis of life. What is life? The great sages of the Himalayas declared that life is a series of experiences. They then analyzed what comprises an experience. It is made of 2 components: you, the individual, and the world. When you contact an object or being in the world, that is one experience. Every interaction is an experience. Good experiences mean you have a good life. Bad experiences, a bad life. Stressful experiences, a stressful life. Elevating experiences, an elevating life. As your experiences, so your life. Scientists, inventors, and others have improved the world to provide humans with all the necessities and comforts they will ever need. The world has improved beyond recognition. It's hard, in fact, to keep up with modern technological advancements. So with all these advancements and innovations, the key question is, are human beings happier today than they were, say, 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago? All the evidence tells us no. There's more stress and strain, worry and anxiety, conflicts, vandalism, terrorism than ever before, and wars are rife. So why are human beings less happy today than they were in the past? The reason is obvious, but it is inescapable. The present predicament. As I said, the world has been improved exponentially, but the individual has been neglected to a grievous fault. As we said earlier, there are two components of an experience: you, the individual, and the world. Both components must be improved to enhance the experience. That has not been done. Look at the disparity in efforts to improve the world and the efforts expended to improve the individual. As you can see in the slide, it's stark and it's unsustainable. That's why most humans are in the state they are. So the solution is obvious. The world has been improved immeasurably, but not the individual. So our task and focus must be on improving our understanding of ourselves. This necessitates changing the direction of our pursuits from external to internal. Go within. As Leo Tolstoy so fabulously put it, without knowing what I am and why I am here, life is impossible. And this quote is also very apt. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken away from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. Gautama Buddha. To solve this dilemma, Lord Buddha implores us to conquer ourselves. To achieve that, we need to understand who we are. We think we know who we are, but do we really? What are human beings comprised of? So the next slide is a headline: Life Management, Spirit Matter Balance. That's what it comes down to. So what does it mean to go within? To answer this, we must know what is within us. Who is this human being? What makes me what I am? A human being is made up of spirit and matter. Spirit or self is the enlivening principle. It enlivens the body, the mind, and the intellect. As William James says, there is but one cause of human failure, and that is man's lack of faith in his true self. And Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related to his inner state. Men do not attract what they want, but that which they are. James Allen. So to begin the process of becoming a perfect human being, we need to examine what every human being is composed of. This brings us to the following chart, the body, mind, and intellect chart. A human being is made up of three equipment: a body, a mind, and an intellect. Body is just a vehicle. It takes you from one place to another. Within the body are two wondrous equipment: mind, which comprises your emotions like joy and sorrow, desires, likes and dislikes, impulses, and the second equipment is the intellect, which thinks, reasons, judges, discriminates, decides. When the mind functions without the intellect's guidance, it results in mental agitations. We will briefly explain how the mind creates agitations so that you become aware and able to do something. And this generally throws people off balance completely. We will cover 4 aspects. Number 1, likes and dislikes. These act as a motor, driving you to do what you like and to avoid doing what you do not like, even though what you do not like may be good for you. The intellect must choose what is best, irrespective of whether you like it or not. The world is constantly in a flux of change and cannot cater to your likes or my likes and dislikes 24/7. If we are dependent on likes and dislikes, we will be unbalanced most of the time. Give you an example. During COVID, no one liked to be confined or not to see family, etc. But it was beyond our control. Therefore, with people not being prepared, with high levels of, it led to high levels of mental health issues, including suicides and depression. We need to develop the capacity to be less dependent on likes and dislikes. Have them, but do not let your peace of mind be compromised if your like is not available. Then there's ramblings of the mind. Past worries, future anxieties. These agitate the mind. The intellect must control the ramblings and keep the mind calm. The intellect gives you the clarity to understand worry and anxiety do not help you. In fact, they drain you, cause extreme fatigue. Only a developed intellect can help you focus on the present and not jump to the past or the future. People don't live life in the present because they are always caught up in the past or future. And this causes stress, right? As in the present, and it affects your effectiveness in acting, basically. So the other quality of the mind is having endless desires. The mind has insatiable desires. They can never be satisfied. The bulk of our desires are unfulfilled due to endless generation of new desires. This creates stress. So what is stress? Stress is nothing but mental agitations produced by unfulfilled desires. Instead, convert desires into aim, ambition, aspiration. There's nothing wrong with desires. But if we believe that through the fulfillment of desires we will be happy, then we will live a very disappointed life. Happiness is an internal state of mind. It cannot be acquired from the external world. Another quality of the mind is attachment and possessiveness. Love plus selfishness equals attachment. It's mental bondage. You claim to love someone, but in fact, you want the person to cater to you 24/7. You develop expectations and complete dependency. If that person doesn't treat you or react to you the way you believe they should, your world comes crashing down. You're completely thrown off balance. When you are attached to someone, if they don't smile at you, if they don't talk to you in a particular way, if they don't greet you, you're agitated. The intellect gives you the strength to handle your relationships with pure love and not attachment, with no strings attached, leading to beautiful and harmonious relationships. As Lord Buddha cautioned, attachment is the source of all suffering. So this is your mind. As a human being, you are gifted, we are all gifted with an intellect. When your intellect is not developed, you are at the mercy of your mind. The intellect is that equipment, that faculty within us that can guide, control, and direct the mind. Give you an example. It's like water that flows in a river is like the mind, whereas the banks of the river keep the water flowing in a particular direction. That's the intellect. If the banks are weak, the river can cause devastating floods. Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose our own way. It is the intellect that chooses. The mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven." John Milton. The perfect human being lives a life of action without stress, peace and prosperity, success and happiness, self-sufficiency. While these may seem mutually exclusive, human beings have been designed and engineered to live such lives. We have strayed so far from the path back to our authentic selves that we think it cannot be achieved. One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself. Leonardo da Vinci. Mastering life is mastering yourself. This is the bottom line. You cannot be in control of your life if you're not able to master yourself. And then how do you master yourself? Mastering life is mastering yourself, which translates into mastering your thinking. And of course, you cannot master yourself without mastering your thoughts, as so aptly declared by Lord Buddha. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Gautama Buddha. As a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. The great thinker James Allen. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. That's Lord Buddha. So what is the outcome of human perfection, of self-mastery? It's what everybody is seeking. Permanent happiness. Every single desire that every human being possesses is nothing more than different forms of the same degree of happiness. Through self-mastery, you find true and lasting happiness. When you are happy within, it is reflected through every aspect of your being. You radiate cheer. Life is no longer a heavy burden to carry. It is a light and joyous experience, and it expresses as laughter. So let's explore laughter. Most of us are perhaps much too sane, much too serious. Please do not take this life too seriously, because none of us is going to come out of it alive. We need to lighten up a bit, enjoy life. Scientific studies have shown that the positive beneficial effects of laughter are immeasurable. Every time you laugh, you're thinking better, more creatively. Humor takes the stress out of you and makes you healthier. It produces endorphins that stimulate the immune system. Laughing alone can increase the T cells, the rulers of the immune system, by up to 300%. However, the healthy chemical changes take place only when you laugh out loud. Right, as E.E. Cummings says, the most wasted of all days is one without laughter. Laughter is the sun that drives winter from the human face. Victor Hugo. Let's look at some of the benefits of laughter, scientifically established. An increase in the number and activity level of natural killer T cells that fight disease and boost the immune system. It is aerobic, providing a workout for the diaphragm and increases the body's ability to use oxygen, lowers blood pressure, reduces pain, and aids in the healing process. Reduction of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It exercises the heart, equivalent, in fact, they say, to an internal jogging, relaxes the muscles. Regarding respiration, it empties your lungs of more air than it takes in, resulting in a cleansing effect. And to top it all, laughter is free and has no negative side effects. The human race has only one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. The moment it arises, all our hardnesses yield, all our irritations and resentments slip away, and a sunny spirit takes their place. Mark Twain. There is nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor. Author Charles Dickens. So let's explore how we can create laughter. So why did I share all these with you? Because we need to laugh a lot. Very often people respond by saying, there's nothing to laugh about. Well, life doesn't always give you things to laugh about. We must laugh even when there's nothing to laugh at. Let's demonstrate how you can laugh at nothing. Please join in as we go through a routine to stimulate laughter. I guarantee that you will all personally benefit from a renewed burst of energy. So could you please sit at the edge of your seats and relax? Everybody, that says if you have anything on your lap, please remove it. At the count of 3, I want you all, every single one of you, to stand up, point at someone, tap your legs, or do whatever you want to, and laugh like you've never laughed in your life before. So I'll just repeat before you do it. You're going to stand up, bend, tap your legs, point at someone, anyone, not me please, and laugh heartily. Every single person here must participate. Okay, are you ready? Everyone, 1, 2, 3.
要拍脚，这个很难笑。
Okay, that's great. As we come to the end, I will share with you some of the ways in which I have used my life to become a whole person and to strive towards achieving the state of human perfection. Regarding the physical aspect, I exercise every day, do around 5 kilometers of walking and jogging, do weights, and I do yoga. And I follow a vegan diet. Service-wise, I have officially and unofficially mentored countless MDRT aspirants, most of whom have become MDRT members. I also teach a weekly class on self-development. I volunteered in MDRT PGA for the last 40 years and served as Divisional Vice President of MCC. That's when I got to meet and interact with Peggy, Joseph, Chris, and others. I was privileged to be invited to speak at the 2015 MDRT Day Taiwan and thoroughly enjoyed the love, generosity, and hospitality of the Taiwanese people and saw some of your spectacular country. I am forever indebted to Peggy Sai for organizing my visit and being our chief hostess. I'm so very proud of Peggy's achievement. She will shortly reach the pinnacle of MDRT, global president. Peggy will be an amazing president. Please give her a big round of applause. Peggy can count on my 100% support and the enthusiastic support of all MDRT members throughout the world. I also served on the boards of charities, schools, civic and political organizations, and industry associations. Although such service was voluntary, without expecting anything in return, my life was immeasurably enriched through all this volunteer work. Regarding relationships, I assess the nature of people close to me, so I know how to interact with them. I do the same with the weather, with the environment, with government, etc. I try not to get into any confrontation. I spend time with my spouse and 3 daughters whenever possible. I monitor and guide my emotions, not allowing feelings of anger, hate, resentment, envy, jealousy, greed, arrogance, etc. to fester. I entertain positive thoughts. One of my hobbies is learning inspiring, profound poems and quotes and repeating these mentally. I always maintain a positive frame of mind. To stimulate my intellect, I read inspiring books and engage in ongoing study. I recently did some online courses through Harvard, Stanford, etc. And I strengthened my intellect by taking nothing for granted and questioning everything. Regarding the spiritual aspect of our lives, the greatest impact we can make in achieving perfection is to be aware of and contemplate on that aspect of ourselves that is real, that never changes, that is perfection exemplified, our spirit. Unfortunately, we get so caught up with our matter equipment, our body, mind, and intellect, that we totally neglect the spiritual component. So I'll share with you a few pointers. 4 to 6 a.m. is the most conducive time of the day when the mind is at its calmest and most serene. So I get up at 4 a.m. daily to study, reflect, and contemplate on the most elevating and uplifting spiritual literature. I continually seek answers to the mysteries of life. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What is the meaning of my life? How do I attain human perfection? Spirituality is not a journey in time and space, but a journey from ignorance of our essential nature to knowledge of our original nature. It's fine to get up at 5 a.m. We still have an hour before 6. I go to bed by 9:30, 9:45 so that I can get up at 4 a.m. To sum it all up, I'd like to share a few quotes from some of the greatest thinkers of the past. Leo Tolstoy said, "Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Thou wilt find rest from vain fancies if thou doest every act in life as though it were thy last." Aristotle. Do you think that I count the days? There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. Jean-Paul Sartre. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life is wasted. Carl Jung. Finally, remember, we are all on a journey to reach our full human potential. I wish you all the best as you travel the path to human perfection. I thank you.